Thanks for fighting the good fight in the peripheral, Olivier. Honestly, that's somebody that's keeping us together here. I am just a disaster.
Okay, we'll just ground into the moment. Beautiful.
These energies are profound right now.
Yeah, the sun came out here today. We went and stared at it for as long as we could.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, Sienna, once again, here we are having another discussion, and who knows where it will go, but revolving around community building retreats has sort of been the theme as we are assembling one for Ghost Ranch in New Mexico at the moment. I had a little look on Google Earth, well, Google Map with the satellite view, and
I'm so glad you
yeah,
did, because I am behind on everything.
it's okay. The landscape
No,
there
it's
is
well.
so dramatic, and yeah, things are a bit spread out, but looks really interesting. Like if tons, as you say, tons of hiking trails around
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
And it looks like they've only kind of, yeah, you can see how they're changing their direction of the whole retreat thing seems semi new in a way to them. How long has it been that they've been hosting retreats for?
Well,
Do you know?
they've been hosting like Ghost Ranch retreats for decades, but I think, kind of
Like opening it up to,
opening it up to other people. Yeah, I mean they've had their own standard, kind of like instructors.
uh-huh,
Literally, I mean the Pete, when he was like in his 20s, was taking classes from some of the instructors who are still teaching today. So
right,
that's like 40 years later. Yeah, it's the
right,
same, like the same metal guy, the same, artist, the same
yeah,
like meditation people. They're all like the same people, but I think they're realizing the best path forward is if they open it up to others, and not just rely on their own internal resources. So
yeah.
um, yeah.
Hollyhock is kind of a good example, actually, because it's when I look at the pictures of Ghost Ranch, I think of Hollyhock on Cortez Island a lot
Yeah.
because it's like this vast nature abundance. And people really come for that. They really come to disconnect from the digital world and connect to the natural world or,
Hmm.
going from the urban to the rural.
Yeah.
But they also like have ever changing retreats. Like every year is a new, they sort of have their standards, like the garden and the gardener. There's people that have been there a really long time that redo the same retreats or experiences over again, but there's always something new happening there with people coming in to share. So it could be something to look at um,
Yes.
for some guidance.
Yeah, I
I, I
definitely.
I mean I don't mean to like the just the presentation on the Google map was not like super great for people that are going to check it out that way. Like the dining hall pictures, I was
Yeah, it's
okay.
not
It
great.
needs like some new young life.
Well,
Um,
yeah, Pete. I'm really hoping that Pete's gonna go in, and I mean, any recommendations that we have, he can take up, because he was talking to them about. I guess they're building a new area, a lodging area, and they were gonna face it the wrong direction for. I don't know, Pete's very very feng shui and understands whether things should be
right.
south facing, east facing. I mean, that's like his thing. It's I don't know, it's just like pre-programmed into him to know like the best lighting and the best views and the best lighting on the best views at the right time. So,
Exactly. Take
yeah,
advantage of that landscape,
yeah,
right?
right. It's like the most
Yeah.
beautiful landscape ever. So, um, yeah, sorry, I'm still waking up, even though I've been up for like hours. I don't know. I'm like the energy, especially. Oh, there's just so much happening. There's so much happening in the world right now. Um, so sorry, I'm gonna probably take a minute to kind of like get with the program this morning.
It's
Um,
okay.
yeah, but
Yeah, that was sort of like one of the when I just was looking at it, I was like I'm like, get me in there, you know?
yeah, yeah, yep, yep. It's and when you're there,
Because these
it's a life
these
changing
kind
experience, and
right.
yeah, I think that's
There's
what
so much
people.
potential there.
Yeah, people are really now that people are really starting to wake up. They're
Mm-hmm.
looking for those who have been awake for a long time, and like, oh my gosh, how can I make this process easier? How can I
Mm-hmm.
connect to the people who have already gone through, you know, thousands of dark nights of the soul, and can kind of simplify the process. So that's very much what I am hoping to kind of get going with these retreats. And, you know, I'm definitely behind the curve right now. I just, it seems like everything is happening all at once uh, around the world in my life. It's just, it's bizarre, bizarro, bizarro. But
Yeah, I've been so detached from the news. It's funny when I go into some of these spaces on Twitter and even just, in general topics, I feel like really disconnected in a way, but super connected in another way to, I feel really connected to my environment
yes,
and the weather and in that arena and really like pretty grounded in myself and the whole drama that's unfolding in the media, I have not engaged in so
yeah,
long now, and I just feel a lot better for it.
yeah, even
And
the
I get
spaces.
it when people say they need to take a break,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard unless you really unplug yourself from your whole device. Like, just it's not enough for people to say they're taking a break from Twitter. They have to actually like, put it in a lockbox or
Yeah,
something.
yes, I agree. I need to take that advice myself because there's so many things I should be doing, and instead I get not stuck in the drama, but just I mean, there's just so much happening in the world right now. Like, whew, the things that are being disclosed, information that's being disclosed is, you know, I think kind of ties into the kind of the general awakening of humanity, and that's why I like to pay attention to it. I don't get like dragged into it, but you know, I just feel like I need to remain like highly cognizant of you know, even with oh my gosh, the UFO disclosure this week. Ay, 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 ay. I don't know if you guys are following that at all, but
No.
it's like right down the street from my house. And it's just, it's insane. It's insane. And it's actually in the media, which I mean, for these things to be in the media and not just, you know, sound bites on X is pretty exciting. But yeah, they're,
Yeah, I actually heard from a person that sound bites from Twitter are making it into like, a lady was listening to the radio and they were referring to spaces in Twitter and what people are talking about there.
yeah.
So it's the word from like it's filtering into mainstream,
Well,
which
it's
is
about
really
time. I
interesting.
mean, it's the information that has been kept from public view, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for decades, and now all of a sudden it's just like, well, you know, there's enough of us, there's enough momentum that you can't just you know keep everybody quiet. So all this information
Yeah.
is coming out, and people are. It's just, I think it's causing panic with some, but I mean, for those who've been paying attention for a long time, it's like it's about time. It's about time, you know, because I am tired of like you know waiting for everybody else to kind of like come online,
Yeah.
and I feel like I mean, my gosh, even people in my orbit right now are coming online. And of course, they're acting like they've been online the whole time. I'm like, no, no, no. This is a new thing. And it's because, I mean, everybody should have access to all the information that exists. I mean, period. I mean, I'm very much a proponent of, not beyond free speech. It's just like full transparency on all fronts, because then and only then are people, able and capable of, you know, functioning, because it's, I don't know, I don't want to go down I know I always try to go down a bunch of different rabbit holes, but I think right now we are existing in this very specific moment of time where people are going to be required to catch up, like get on board with so much that used to be. Oh, I've got a kitty outside trying to ditch out of the rain. I'm going to let her sit out there and get wet for a minute, because she literally just asked, yeah, I see you. I see you. So it's dumping down rain. And oddly enough, it is 65 degrees right outside of
Wow.
Washington, D.C. in the middle of December. It was like 10 degrees this time last week. It's just
We have
the weirdest weather, the weirdest weather.
we have
And
snow on the top of the mountain behind us here.
oh, wow.
I know it does look pretty, but I hope it stays up there. I'm
Yeah.
sure
Well,
it
I see
will.
you in a sweater when you're usually more
I know
summery
I'm
looking.
like bundled today. It's like
Yeah. Interesting.
chilly here. I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to we'll be going next to Serbia. I can't even believe I'm saying that. And
Wait,
then
you're leaving again?
yeah, we've been in the same place here now. We're kind of like by this time next month, yeah, for sure we'll be in Serbia.
Why
And
Serbia? That's so
it's
interesting.
so close to here. It's really close to here, and Belgrade has good airport and good connections to the rest
Okay.
of Europe. And the train ride is supposed to be beautiful.
Okay.
So
My
yeah, we'll
face is
head
going
that
to
way,
disappear
and
for a
then
minute,
we'll
but
sure,
I'm listening. Yeah, I just need to let my kooky cat in. She is out there
yeah, go
yelling at
ahead.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, we'll head to Spain probably, and then we'll figure it out.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how you guys move around so much. That although I haven't moved in 18 years, so I'm the polar opposite. Come on, Kitty. I see. This is the longest I've ever stayed in one place. Come on, honey. Come on in. Come on. Oh, soggy kitty. Oh my gosh. Kitty's a mess. She has an entire forest stuck to her hindquarters. But she's awfully cute. All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. And I
No, no.
apologize for my state of being today. I am just uh feel like so
Well,
much
you showed up, so that's like 90% of it. All
90%.
of this stuff, it's like 90% preparation and like 10%, execution, and organizing
Yeah.
a retreat is definitely like that. I mean, I've
Right.
never really, I guess I've kind of done a retreat in a way, like unknowingly organized a retreat, but never with so much, like it happened organically
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Never with so much sort of more intention, like what we're sort of helping each other to do. I would really love to have a full online version
Yes.
of this simultaneously, and maybe that might end up be where I have the most presence.
Yeah, I think
And
I
we'll
think
just
I think
see
that
how all this
online
goes.
remote is just as powerful, honestly. As long as you have that consistent connection. If we're doing something for a week, just kind of set the week aside as if you're actually there. Um, but yeah, I mean the energy. I'd love to talk energy just for a bit.
Let's do it.
The energy that we create in spaces within the collectives that we're forming is so profound. The Schumann, resonance will typically spike on the bigger calls, the bigger spaces that we kind of come together. And I mean, you can feel the energy shift. And like last night, I was on a space, and um, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this so it doesn't sound like I'm like, oh, look at me. But when we sit in meditation, and I know when I sit in meditation on a space, I mean, the energy that I put out can be felt. And I did it multiple times last night, and like the entire space would go quiet, and like, I don't know what's happening. And I'm like, I do. I do. And once we as human beings really understand the potential of our kind of like our energetic power, and that's really what I'm trying to get people to tap into. And I've been told several times, and I mean, very specifically in the last year, but it's really building. Like, you know, I have a conversation with you, and I feel different after. I feel like I am being called to a higher level of understanding, that I am being called to be a better person, to make better decisions. I mean, that's usually the kind of feedback that I'm getting from, people who DM me now. And it's like, okay, so, one person can tap into something and then create this ripple effect where other people tap into it. And, but collectively, once we, kind of create that energy together, then,
Mm-hmm.
we are changing the world real time. We are. And I say that in every space. And, that usually leads to silence. It's like, okay, but we are, the changes that I have seen, in the 5 years that I've been really, really putting all of my energy in kind of creating a collective shift. And then talking to the other people who have also, are very much aware that that is kind of like their role here, their purpose, their mission is to, help in the ascension of humanity. And, the, the people who are really, kind of stepping above the fear and the uncertainty that goes with the kind of a responsibility of that magnitude is profound. I mean, right now, I mean, people who, I mean, like 9 months ago, I was having regular conversations with this girl who would just jump into spaces, and she was really insecure and uncertain and unsure of herself. And she just jumped into space the other night, and she's like a completely different person. I started DMing her. It's just like, you're like stepping into your power. You're owning your power, and it's like palpable. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what whatever we do with these retreats is, I'd like the kind of the main focus to be on, pay attention to your energy before you enter this space, and then pay attention to your energy after, and take that, all the goodness that you're getting out of that, and and really focus on putting that out into the world. You're not keeping it for self. You
Mm-hmm.
are, looking at this as, like the whole, all of
Mm-hmm.
everything that is, and you're such a big part of that. You're not like a little grain of sand. You literally can be like the wave that's coming in and displacing all the grains of sand, and then creating something better. Um, Sorry, I'm in a really, really deep state of mind right now, so I hope I'm not
Great. No,
doing
it's
word salad.
beautiful.
But
I
yeah,
think it's
I
really important, and just to expand on that, like paying attention to your energy before and after. I think journaling is a really good idea, and it's like something I need to get more, you know, regular with. But I think
mhm,
before you go to a retreat, like a week before, as part of your sort of preparation, to journal about how you're feeling, like before you go to something like this, and then journal while you're there. And I mean, I don't mean like reams of stuff, like, you know, like what's that? Like a poet, even if it's just a few sentences to kind of wrap up how you're feeling at the end of that day. You don't
mhm.
need to spell it all out, but you'll see a storyboard unfold there in front of you. after you have an experience at a retreat.
Hmm.
Something is there to unfold. So yeah, definitely paying attention to that is super important. I'm taking notes now.
Yeah, I take a lot of notes. I wish that I would look back on my notes. My life, I don't know. I feel like I'm always running from one thing to. It is absolutely honking outside right
I
now.
can
Hilarious.
hear it.
It is honking. It's hilarious. I mean, this is the middle of December. We don't get like downpours in the middle of December. It's usually snow. Instead, yeah, and the fog. Oh my gosh, the fog was so thick last night. I took Sage to the gym last night, and the fog was so thick we could barely see. Like
Wow.
right outside of Washington D.C. I mean, it just does not happen. It just does not happen around here. So it's just spooky weather, like really really spooky weather. And oh my gosh, I just feel like with what happened with COVID, where the whole world was forced to kind of like accept a new reality overnight. I feel like we are entering. I mean, I feel it like in every cell of my being right.
Another,
Yeah, but this is going to be. I mean, it's going to be unsettling for a lot of people, but it's going to be, um, so profoundly significant and important that nothing will be the same after. I feel like we're entering a stage like that, and it'll be, I think, subtle for some people, and it'll be like life altering for others. But then it'll just be, you know, we'll enter this new state of calm. Like, okay, this is, we don't have to be anxiety ridden anymore. We don't have to be kind of at each other's throats.
mm-hmm.
We now are kind of like, I just sense that people are understanding that they're guided and protected, and they don't have to be in this continual state of complexity, mental complexity. So
Yeah. And the dark night of the soul that you talked about, like, that doesn't need to be, like, we don't need to dramatize it, like, make it into something more than it is, kind of thing. And I love this lady, she wrote a book about, like, the dark side, and the demons are actually, she called them diamonds. And I really love that perspective
I've
of it
never heard that.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, not being so heavy, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, because sorrow is actually a really beautiful thing to experience. And when you lose someone, it's a reflection, that loss is a reflection of the depth of your love for them. And so it's a beautiful thing to let yourself experience and to just embrace it for what it is, and not lament there and wallow there for a really long time, but just to allow yourself to have that release is
Yes.
a really beautiful experience. And we don't need to run away from any of these feelings that we're having, and just, you know, let your body feel them, and then feel yourself come through the other side of that experience back into, you know, uh, the next evolution. There's no going back ever anyway. So, yeah, just falling into the present moment.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm taking notes too of all the things that I'm meant to be doing. Um, that I'm going to get on it today. This past week, I don't know where it went. It just disappeared. But
I know it's been crazy here too for us.
yeah,
Time is like on a, I don't know.
it seems like it's speeding up. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I know,
can wake up at
I
six
think,
thirty in the morning, and all of a sudden at 6:30 at night, I'm like, what just happened to the day? I don't know. I just feel like everything
I
is sped up.
think, yeah, I think as more information comes out and more information is shared, that's what makes it feel like time is going by faster, because
Yeah.
so much more information is circulating around in the same amount of time, but more of it. So it feels like the day goes faster when that happens. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about the subject anyway.
Well, maybe let's it'd be great if we could talk about the retreat for a bit, and
Yeah.
when I get off, I'm just, I finally have my iPad like full time. My son took it for 4 days on the ski trip, so I was kind of like, "Arr." But now I have it again, and I can actually start moving forward. But so Olivier had mentioned, I think the Aries time
Mm-hmm.
frame. Can can you elaborate on that? Why that would be a good time for us to plan
This
it?
is this is a discussion for him, but Aries is the beginning of things. Uh, when Aries begins, it's really the new year. Like that's actually our new year.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
the
what
the
Naomi always
calendar
says too.
that we follow is just like for taxes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. No, Naomi talks
Arranging
about the
dates with
Lent.
other people
Yeah.
and
Okay.
catching flights and stuff like that. But yeah, Aries is a time of beginnings.
Yeah.
So it's a really good time to start something. And so going on a retreat at the in Aries is like a really good way to start your year. It's like a new year, a new beginning.
Okay.
So that's sort of the reason for that, or one of.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna look within that time frame, and even if it's just a small group, I'd say for the first one, I do
Hmm.
know that this is going to be building.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
There's a lot of different collectives who are trying to create something similar. Yeah,
I almost see the first one as, like you just said, as a building block for future ones. Like
yeah,
this is like creating the mastermind group for other events,
yeah,
and not just at Ghost Ranch, like other events, online or where people are living, and just all of it. I
well, I'm
was
going to be
talking with my
hosting.
friend. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was talking with my friend who's also an artist in Montreal, and she's opened up her space. She does the open house once a week, and I was talking to her about, hosting something over a weekend, like a little retreat, like at her place, where a small group of people can come and, take like an art class or like an art therapy
Yeah,
experience where you actually get the time to. So that's sort of the idea, is to help other people do this on a micro scale in their communities, and
yeah, I
really like
love that.
bringing the communities together.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to start doing that in my own little community. Although I live in a very 3D community, there aren't really a lot of people in the Washington D.C. area who are asking bigger questions. They're tethered to the
Yeah,
news.
but it's a great way in, right?
Yeah,
And when you create something like that that's super creative, then you never know who's going to walk in the door and who you're going to meet. And she, in her first open house that she had, like that one day of week, her first time that she opened her home to that, which was a big step for her to like tell people like where she lives and
yeah.
for them to actually come inside her house. It was a big deal for her. And her very first guest was actually a therapist.
Oh,
And they had a really fantastic conversation. And, it led to, it helped her. It
yeah,
helped her to see the direction that she was going in. And so, beginning something before you know what you're really doing is a really great idea, because it sort of unfolds. Like the people help you create that, see what it is that you're trying to create. Actually, just
yeah.
having people come into her home, she's like, okay, understands the flow better, because they're actually in the space. Like,
Hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
stuff like that.
I'm gonna start one here and use that as a building block. Yeah, I really like the building block approach. The kind of the thing that I keep running up against is, people, when you start having conversations at, very, very high levels, there's a lot of and it's probably unintentional, but just a lot of competitive nature that starts to
Mm-hmm.
creep in. And I'm like, I'm not here to compete with anybody. I mean, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
literally, I'm the least competitive person I know. And I'm just, but it seems like that is like this, I don't know, people are
This is
being,
more towards partnerships and
yes,
creating
yes.
relationships and
I just had to say
partnerships.
yesterday, I'm like, listen, this is all collaborative. This is not, because for me, it's all about balance. And if somebody's,
Mm-hmm.
coming here and somebody else is coming here, and there's like this tug and pull, it's not going to work. It is, what are we building together?
Yeah.
We are looking at one another as equals. Everybody brings different skill sets, different understandings, different, backgrounds. But if you're leading with that, which I think a lot of people in these communities are usually trying to lead with what they know instead of what we are building together. And I mean, I haven't even touched the surface of the things that I've come to understand. But and I don't try to lead with that. I'm just trying to lead with, I'm trying to find my people, I'm trying to find my soul tribe, and then see what we can create together. Because once we merge our energies, whew, it becomes very exciting in a hurry. And I think that is one of the primary reasons there's this global awakening right now, is because people are connecting. There was this great, oh my gosh, this great segment, or this guy wrote a thread, and he's kind of an angry guy, but he was talking about, kind of like why Trump won. And he really went into kind of the free speech aspect of X, and the fact that they're finding people like, oh, I'm not alone. There are people like me. And he repeated that same concept over and over and over. And like, I mean, it's got to have like 30 different parts to this thread, but every single one of them basically said at the end, oh my gosh, there's other people out there who think like I do, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
finding them, and now I'm having conversations with them. And it's like, people's minds are getting blown, because it's no longer this solo journey where you're like, swimming upstream the whole time. Finally we're able to swim downstream with, fishes of the same color and the same variety. And it's kind of like, oh, now everything flows. So it's very much about getting into a higher flow state,
Yeah.
collectively. It's tough though. Oh my gosh, there's so many egos. The egos at this level are a little exhausting. I think that's why I'm so exhausted right now, because it's just, I get I don't want to say attacked. Yeah, I kind of get attacked almost on a daily basis now. And it's making me pull back a lot, and just saying, I'm just going to start really connecting with only the people whose energy doesn't leave me feeling depleted at the end.
Right. I
And
think that's
then,
important right
yeah,
now. I mean, there was a time for that, but I think the time for that, like especially at the level you're at now, is sort of come and gone.
yeah,
It's someone else can take up that torch. But yeah, especially now when you're trying to create, like now it comes into the this creation stage, and taking all of this knowledge and experience that you've had from being in all these different spaces, and it's really valuable to actually share that experience for people that are community building and having dialogue with lots of different people, and to, yeah, to navigate that whole arena. Spaces on Twitter is actually a really great place, not only for people to go to, I mean, you can have a healing experience there just because there's no face, you're just a voice. And
yeah,
there's like this room of people, and you get into the right room, and to be able to share what you're going through and just to be heard is really powerful. But it's also a great lesson. It's really a lesson in, when spaces are held well, a lesson in how to have dialogue with a huge diversity of people where you are attacked and like how you handle that. And I think it's time for like that
Mhm.
upper the to refine that even more again,
Yes.
so that you can be an example of people who are more, even more like who actually are sensitive, and show them that there is a way to have a space and for them to be able to hold it, like the whole co-host, and no three strikes, like one strike.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Just
one's
so
the
that the
toughest for me because I
people,
always like to give everybody
right.
chances. I'm like, oh, they learned from that one. Let me give another chance. Like, oh, no, they didn't learn.
Yeah,
They're here to
I know.
disrupt.
I think it's time to really hone that in even more, and
Yeah.
let other people who are willing to give third strike, you know what I mean, to give. There's lots of spaces in Twitter for people to go and behave badly.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
but for the people to come that really are ready, a space for them where they don't get exhausted from
Yes.
seeing that repeat itself over and over again.
I was just having,
I think it's time for that.
well, I actually, Joanne, I wanted to talk. It's kind of a new thing. I mean, we just had a conversation a couple of days ago, but Nomi and Bridget,
Mm-hmm.
both of them, we were talking, kind of like in a sisterhood kind of collective, like, there's like all this, unnecessary drama going on and like these competitive cycles
Mm-hmm.
within our collectives. And, we really need to put, I mean, like the mother spirit, the sisterhood spirit, it's very much required right now because all these spaces where, it's almost, and I don't want to just say it's a male aspect, but it's like that, kind of machismo kind of, I'm here to prove something versus I'm here to be
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shift I think that's required right now because, even in some of these really enlightened spaces, I will get in and, I'll just sit and listen though because it's usually, I hate to say it, it is usually men who are up there like saying, "Oh well, rah, 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 rah," and it's just this. It's like there's no space for that. There's no place. There's no benefit to having any conflict whatsoever. And
Yeah.
and my continual drum roll now is find the people that conflict is. It's not even. It can't even enter the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Find those people, find it, and like you and I mean, I can imagine, I said this before, can imagine having conflict with you. Know me, I cannot imagine having conflict. Bridget's the same way. Bridget, know me, have had my back almost every single time I've been attacked over the last year. They'll pop into my DM, they're like, Sienna, so and so is saying such and such, and I'm like, let them, it's okay, it's okay. Eventually they will. I'm not going to give any fuel to it because that's what they're looking for. And if I don't engage, then, and they keep, on the drum roll of trying to get me engaged, then
Yeah,
they'll
sure.
learn.
There's whole magazine companies that just they make a whole living out of
Yes.
doing this to people. So,
Outrage. Let's get people like, Arr! Yeah, I think the
yeah.
time of like people living to be outraged is going to change to the time of people living to be like inspired,
Yeah.
excited, and it's people
And
like
it's not
us who are
even
going to lead
actually
that path.
about, yeah, and it's not even about having the answer,
Yeah,
you know. It's just about like right away. Like it, and not even about trying to fix anything actually. When people A lot of times when people speak and share what's going on in their lives, they the just in speaking it, they already feel like, oh wait like what they need to correct for themselves
yeah.
without even having any
The answers
feedback.
usually exist within. You
And
just
that's
need
one of the,
an
yeah,
exchange in order to answer. Sorry,
I'm
Lola.
gonna have to
Really
send you
wanting some
the
attention here.
That's okay. I'm gonna have to send you the PDF for this, the Circle Way Pocket Guide. I shared it in our Telegram space, but I'll send it to you directly in WhatsApp because I can send files on there. But it's called the Circle Way, and there's like a lot of, there's a huge book on it, but they have like a short version, and it's really worth reading over because I love the power in this, and be fun to have a space like it. Just like really like read that and then like practice it out. So when people come in the space and it's their turn to speak and they share something that's going on in their life or whatever it is, if they're even if they're sick or whatever and they're just talking about how they're feeling and whatever, then there's no comeback to it. No one comes back to them and says, okay, well, you need to take this vitamin and you need to go buy that. It's just they say what they want to say, and then there's like a moment of silence after that, and there might be some kind of like response to it, like thank you for sharing, and like some little thing, and then it goes on to the next person. And at the end, it's really about deep listening and not actually trying to fix anything for anyone.
Yeah.
And it's really powerful experience. At the end, you can open it up for discussion, and if someone in the group, has really something that they feel compelled to share with a particular person, they can say that, or they can reach out to them privately. But
I love
yeah,
that. So the circle way, we should host a space like a
I'll
mother spirit circle way. Well, you should look at me. I'm like, we should. You let me tell you what you should do here, Joanne.
yeah,
I think
I
that would be
talk
a
about
great
it enough.
space.
I should.
I think that would be a great space because you're not
Yeah,
really
even if we just
hosting spaces on X, are you?
No, I
No,
haven't been. I really need someone else to like, well, I need someone to co-host one with me,
I'll co-host
or
with
me
you.
to co-host for someone else, like cuz I don't have really very much draw, if you will. And I mean, yeah, I kind of you need a little bit of a posse when you go into
Yeah,
Twitter. You need to have your, and that's the other thing about the Circle Way. It really lays out like who you need as a core to
yeah.
begin. And you need a host and you need a co host. And you can have a timekeeper if you want, but the co host can do that job also, of just to, so that when you get in big spaces, to make sure everybody gets a chance, you kind of have a bit of a time limit.
I'm surprised X doesn't have that factored in. And actually, I still need to introduce you guys to Mark McCormick, and he's been reaching out to me a lot this week. He and Olivier, they're very much cut from the same cloth. He's New World Spirit on X. Are you familiar
Okay.
with him? He's a pretty small account, but he's the one who does hunger strikes for like
Oh, wow.
a month at a time, like hunger
Mm-hmm.
strikes, like on the campus of his university up in Canada. Um, and his following is almost cult like, but he's really, I mean, he's trying to go to United Nations, and he's the one who's kind of like mastered this entire philosophy around universal logic,
Mm.
which I mean, if you have a conversation with him on universal logic, I've had hours long conversations with him on kind of like simplifying every conversation, every kind of like you look at the best case outcome. It's almost like the Occam's razor approach to everything, taking all emotion out, taking all ego out, taking all reaction out. It's basically like, this is what it is. And, if we are only considering it as what it is and then putting kind of like the best case scenario spin on it, then that is what we're creating. Yeah, I'd actually think I'm going to introduce you guys after this space,
Mm-hmm.
actually, because uh, yeah, he's very much already in the process of building something. I think that you guys would probably be fascinated by. Um, he has it's crazy, like 8,000 hours into this approach of kind of changing the world. And for him, it's kind of like one person brings another person in. It's just, it's kind of like, it sounds like a pyramid scheme, but it's towards the collective consciousness. So,
Mm,
or
interesting.
upgrading the collective consciousness. Yeah. And he has a group, I call them like the Santa scholars. They all look like Santa Claus. They all have beards that, I've been on so many like Zoom calls with him, and I've actually taken pictures, like 8 guys with beards, down to their chest, and they're all just like, and, having these deep
Like
esoteric
ZZ Top.
philosophical conversations about how to change the world. I was just like, okay. But anyway, there's so many people, I think, right now really trying to bridge, um, this divide towards, how to get things moving faster
Hmm.
on a collective
Yeah.
scale. And yeah, he's got it down to like a Venn diagram. He's got like PowerPoints and spreadsheets and all this stuff on how to change it all. But I don't really operate like that. I'm like, if it doesn't exist in my mind, then it
Mm.
doesn't exist, and I'm not looking at a PowerPoint. There's not interested in PowerPoints right now. Interested in conversations, and the collaborative conversations, really, I think, is how things are going to be solved right now, not following a script in
Hmm.
any regard. Um, but I love the circle way, and I'd be honored to host or co-host with you. If you want me to
Hmm.
host. I will say that enough people are paying attention to me now. I mean, it's not like I have huge spaces, but I can remember hosting spaces even 9 months, 8, 10 months ago, where I would keep it open for 10 minutes and nobody would come in. I'm like, okay, feeling dejected, just closing it. Um, but now, enough people will come that'll at least be, and they'll be, the people that actually, even if it's just their energy and listen mode,
Hmm.
hold the right space. Because I
Yeah.
think I've been, I don't know, involved in enough kerfuffles at this point with people trying to come after me that they know, I think word on the street is, don't mess with Sienna at this level. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not like I'm, like some big tough guy. I just don't engage. I don't engage with the pettiness anymore.
Yeah.
Um, Anywho, so
Yeah.
if
Well,
you
let's
if you'd
work
like to
something
host a
out for
space,
that.
I don't know your schedule
Yeah.
later. I'm very much being called to host a space later today. I was going to do more of a spiritual town hall kind of thing where, because just I mean, if you name it, the title of the space will keep a lot of the riffraff out, and
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, if you did Mother Spirit, the Circle Way, I think that in and of itself would be just a really powerful, title. Is not maybe 1 out of 100 are gonna see that title and say, oh, that's a space for me. But those are the ones
Yeah.
who are meant to be there. Um, yeah, the town hall aspect, they usually, I don't know. I've just kind of started that, like the bonfire or the town hall, just like, come here and feel like your voice matters. Come here,
Yes.
if you're, kind of searching for the vibrations and gems, are definitely appreciated. Oh, that's such a nice post. Verse
Yeah.
on mindset. Thank you for that. That's a really, really nice post. I love this platform. It's really nice.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew. Nice to see
Hi,
you in this
Andrew. What does
space.
that mean? Harabo Matthias.
Haribol. I don't know how to pronounce
Matthias.
this. I need
Andrew,
to
you
get
have to.
better. I'm thirsty for a conversation with Andrew. We're gonna have to do something. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a space.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, if you wanted to host a space and even a little
Well,
bit,
if you do one, are you planning to do one?
well, I'll do one with you. I'm
Okay.
just being called. I don't get called to host spaces very often anymore. Maybe.
If you host one, I will come
Okay.
like later.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
only been hosting like
And
once
maybe we
once a week,
just
but
talk about it. Oh, it means does that what it means mother? Is that what Haribol ma I can't read this. Anyway, he'll enlighten us later. Maybe he's available to come to the space. But we can just discuss this circle way method maybe and just have a little chat about the method or about the idea of having these kinds of things. And okay, okay,
Oh, I'm just reading all the
gotcha, gotcha.
mother
Mata, mata ji
means mother. I
means
love it.
mother.
And what is
Haribol,
Haribol?
haribol. Yeah, what is haribol? Now we're asking the
Yeah.
viewers questions. This is
Yeah.
hilarious.
So, Jojo McFax, what a cute name. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Hey, ladies.
so
Nice to have some people viewing. So yeah, we could do a space later and
let's do
chat
an all
about that.
female
And
panel. No offense to the guys, but let's have an all female panel, and
sure.
we could maybe just come up with a few very specific talking points. I mean, I I see. I'm happy to host it, but with you as like the guest
Ah,
who's talking about the Circle Way, like
right.
I am hosting. And just like right now, you're hosting me. I will host you on a space,
Sure.
and let's just see where it goes. I don't know
So,
a lot about the Circle Way. The Circle Way and things like the five love languages, where we're really trying to um, kind of connect people in a state of harmony.
mhm.
But I think that's
It feels like nature is trying to give us some clues. Like
yes,
I look at animals on some of these shorts on YouTube that I come across because I love animals. I sometimes gravitate towards that. And yeah, it's like this hen on top of all of these not chicks, kittens.
oh yeah,
And like this other cat that made a friend with a snake, and the snake like wraps itself around the cat's neck, and they're like buddies, they like chum
yeah,
around together. And all of this, it's like nature's trying to show us that, we can actually all get along, even if we're maybe perceived, you would not think that a bird and a cat would make friends, but it's possible.
yeah.
So I really feel like that nature is trying to point us in the direction of, hey, you guys, like, look, we can do it, so can you.
I've got a whole lot of theories on that, Joanne, especially right now as Mother Gaia is. I mean, we're getting messages, like massive messages. Oh, Olivier's on the stage. Hello, Olivier.
Did you want to come up and say something, Olivier? Oh, oh, okay. Should I hide you from the? He can hear us in real time. There's no delay. I'll just take him off there, so he's
Okay, so we
listening in.
have we have oh, Andrew. It's how devotees address ladies. I love that. Just came into
Right.
live. What are you ladies discussing? What did I miss? I don't think that you've missed anything, Jojo. We Yeah, it's been a little bit random, but we were talking about a retreat, a gathering. I call it like maybe a spirit gathering. I don't know. Well, that sounds a little creepy. Sounds a little ghosty, but to me, it is very much. We are having these conversations. We went from a stage of feeling kind of alone to finding people who connect with us, to having conversations where we're
Mm-hmm.
kind of lifting the frequency, and then once we can meet in person and have these gatherings, it just keeps escalating. I've met a lot of people
Yeah.
from
And
X in
meeting in
person, and
person,
they're
yeah.
really, I mean, each experience has been so powerful. And it's almost like
And
when you connect with someone in person, you almost get downloaded with the information that they've been kind of gifted with, if that makes sense.
mm-hmm.
Because I mean, literally every single experience I've had, and I've had some negative experiences meeting people in person, because not everybody's who they present themselves as behind the little emoji or the little face icon. A lot of people have identities. I am who I am, who I am, who I am. But and most people are, but there's a few people who I think are trying to uh, maybe sell themselves as more enlightened, I don't know, than they actually are. And I think, if we can take the stigma out of that and just say it doesn't matter where you are, it just, you are. I mean, you are on this journey. You are, kind of like grounding in a higher level of truth. And if that resonates with you, then it doesn't matter what you're bringing to the table. It just matters that you're at the table. And that, to me, the more that we can kind of really provide these safe places where, people don't feel like, oh, I don't know if I don't know what I have to offer here. I mean, that's what I hear a lot. It's just like, oh, well, you seem to be at this level. Da, da, da. I said, yeah, but everybody's at a different. Everybody brings a different level of understanding to the table. People like us, Joanne. I mean, I think because we have children, because I mean, I'm basically twice the age of most of the people that I'm having conversations with. I was like, I've got a lot of years under my belt. I've experienced a lot of crazy circumstances in my life that made me do some really deep soul searching. And
Yeah.
not, I mean, I'd say a lot of it has not been very pleasant. And I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. So it's not like, it's not some glory fest like, oh, look at me. It's, hey, I like waded through, waist deep through shit for 6 years. And here I am, like trying to simplify the process for other people so they don't have to wade through shit. That's very much the way I'm feeling, about what I have to offer here. I'm a know nothing nobody. I don't ever claim to be anybody special, but I have kind of tapped into, um, I think the same thing that the yogis and the Buddhas and the Jesus figures of the past. I mean, just like the prophets, the people who, once they sat in meditation and removed self from, kind of the conversation, that's when it's just like this divine, kind of God source connection. And once you reach that level, the solutions start showing up. It's kind of like, okay, let me simplify the process so other people are able to find solutions rather than always finding problems. So I'm really rambling. I apologize. I'm just in a very very deep state of mind because there's like, oh, Jojo, that is beautiful to want to help people avoid pitfalls. I share your heart. Oh, I love the comments. Thank you, Jojo, for that. Yeah, it's Joanne is this beautiful motherly presence, and she's always calm. She's always like just. I mean, I'm sure Olivier could say something different, but I have known you for a hot minute now, and
Yeah.
I just know, and what you bring is a sense of kind of like calm understanding that a lot of people need. I mean, it really is kind of like a motherly guidance. Everybody needs a mom. Everybody does. And
Everybody's got one.
but not all of them are good. you know?
Sure, but the spirit of that
Yeah.
is there's yeah, there's something to the spirit where we're all connected too. That was the vision I had when I did this 9 day fast, and I went into this like vortex of light, and I was actually in my mother's womb, and then she was in her mother's womb, and then everything got blurry after that, and it just went into this purple light tunnel that went to this central oneness. And that was sort of like the messages that I got through that experience was, yeah, to pursue something in this arena of bringing people together and sharing and just, yeah, creating a quiet space for magic to happen, and not just, and I've said this before, not just with no known source. I've said this to you in the past. I want people to think of Mother Spirit like when they hear people talk about it and they're like, "Oh, where did you hear this from?" And they're like, "Oh, the lady just down the street." I don't. I want it to be like that vast and no
It needs
central
to be a
like
viral.
leader in every chair, you
Yeah.
know? Like so yeah, this retreat that we're kind of building for Ghost Ranch, I really want it to be like something that tools as we do this publicly, tools that people can use to create one in their own neighborhood, in their own home. And yeah,
Jojo wants to hear more about Mother Spirit.
yeah, we're gonna have a space soon, just like more about, and I might do a live that I stream and have some people join in. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, to share more about what that means to me and yeah, we can go into that deeper.
Joanne, what's your
But I just
schedule
did kind of
later
sum it
today?
up.
Because I'm happy to host
Yeah, we're
a
at an
space.
hour already, so we could wrap this up and move on to Twitter in a little bit.
Okay. Jojo, I don't know if yeah, I never know who's on X, but why don't whenever we wrap this up, I will I'll create a link and I'll post it in the chat. But I'll just create a space, where you are the guest, and it can be Mother Spirit, the Circle Way, whatever you want the title to be. But it's how do we connect in this, under kind of this umbrella that you're creating, Joanne, and because you're leading this essentially. I mean, I've been talking about doing something for years now, and it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
want
this
to do
is
this, and I
very
want to do
much a
this, and I want to do
collective
this.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're
You
you're
know,
actually
I've
starting, and it's just like, oh yeah, let's get
Well,
inspired by
part
what
of the
Joanne's doing here.
reason, yeah, and part of the reason why I'm able to get started is because I meet people like you, Sienna, who are like resonating with that. So thank you,
Well, I'm
because
here. I
it's
like
nothing
inspiring other
if you're
people.
by yourself. It's
Yeah,
nothing if you're by yourself. You need a
absolutely.
community to start anything. You have to have some friends, or you're
Hare
just a
Krishna,
lone wolf.
Krishna Hare. Andrew. The
Yeah,
Holy Nine.
if you go to my website here, I'll put that up.
I like the universal expression. Yeah, Andrew, we were talking
So
earlier
if
about
you
universal logic. Yeah, I love that.
definitely, I'm just answering some of the question. One of the ladies has a question in the chat. If you go to my website, you'll see my Telegram link there. I should change that to just go direct to the Mother Spirit chat group. But yes, it's humble beginnings. It's just a few of us there, but we have like a resources list of like a library. There are rules of engagement. The library is just for books, not for conversation. But anyway, you find all of this when you get there. And yeah, there's a community chat there, and our conversations are posted there, plus a link to actually come and join live for people that are in the community there. If they want to come and join in the conversation with us and be on the panel, I do offer that there as well, because we spoke about this last time, Sienna, that we want to have more people join in the conversation.
Hmm.
So if you're into that, you'll find all that information there.
So I'm going to schedule a space here.
All right.
Mother Spirit, the Circle Way. Is that because
Sure.
I'm hosting you?
Hmm?
She should make it on Mother Spirit
Yeah, post it on Mother Spirit so that people in the community there in Twitter,
because
in the
then when
Twitter.
they're in the space,
Okay,
it,
I'm going to create it right now, and I'm going to put the link here, and I can put the link wherever you want it to be.
make it in the Mother Spirit.
Yeah, put it in the Mother Spirit.
No, no,
Like,
no. Make it in the Mother
oh,
Spirit.
make it in the Mother Spirit. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's a good idea.
You mean make the space in the community?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, wait, am I a mod in there?
yeah.
yeah, you are a mod in there.
Okay, brief. I'm so. All right, let me go in there. I don't think I've ever created a space within a community. So,
Yeah,
and
I did that, and it actually
I'm gonna
automatic
bring New
because
World Spirit in too, because he's leaving me tons of
yeah,
messages.
And because because you're creating it in the Mother Spirit space, because you're the one creating it, it automatically gets posted onto your profile.
No,
Okay.
you can check that.
Hmm?
It's a check mark.
Oh, it's a check mark.
You have to check it.
You have to check it.
Okay. All right. I need to get into the Mother Spirit. Oh, here it is. Wait, no, that's Forest of Ours. Oh, there it is. Okay, Mother Spirit, view community.
Here, I can share it with you, maybe.
Oh no, I'm in. I'm just let me see. Spotlight community on your profile. Okay.
Can you see the links I posted?
No, I can't see the links you posted.
Weird.
Maybe you have to be an admin.
No, it's
Anyway, here we are sorting things out. This is how it all happens, everyone.
This is how it all happens, isn't it?
Freestyle.
Yeah, Mother Spirit. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see. Okay, how do I? All right, so I guess I create the, I'm going to create the space and then just post it in here.
Create it in the
no,
Mother.
you have to make it in Mother Spirit.
Make it actually in Mother Spirit.
How do you create a space within a community?
I'll show her.
How do you create a space within a community?
Show her.
Well, are you in this one? Are you in here?
Go in the Mother
Can you see
Spirit.
this?
Yeah, that's
Go
where
in
I
the
am.
Mother Spirit tab.
And then you
And
hit
click
what?
the plus.
Hit the plus. And then you can see spaces.
Make the space. Click on it.
See the space
Yeah,
button?
click on it. Click on it.
Oh,
Click on it.
click on it. Spaces.
Wait, can you show that to me again?
And
Okay,
then,
go back.
See?
Go back.
The-
She has to
no,
see
no.
it. The blue button at the bottom.
Yeah, I clicked on that.
And then you'll see
Make the space.
spaces.
Wait, I don't see your screen. Oh, that doesn't come up for me. Okay, let me see.
It doesn't
that's-
come up?
No,
Well, wherever you're making the space,
it's coming up like that
it
for
should
me.
let you choose. Yeah, at the top there. Mother Spirit. At the top.
It says choose audience.
Yeah, right there.
Okay,
Right
let's
there.
see. Mother Spirit. It just
There you
doesn't
go.
come up with a space
It doesn't come up with a space.
option.
No, you make a space. Go where
But-
you make the space. Go
And,
wherever you
and then I'm just
usually make
posting it
spaces.
here. It looked like you could create a space within this on yours was my only point.
She can't find this.
No, I can hear her.
Okay.
Okay, where she makes the space.
You and Pete,
Yes.
oh my gosh, you're like
Tell her.
this.
Speak
Yes.
the words I say.
Right.
Where she makes the space.
Where you make the space.
Just choose Mother Spirit there.
Just choose Mother Spirit there.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me do that.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to talk about? Get to know the spaces.
Yeah, DM me on Telegram, and yeah, I'll share the link for you there, Jojo. Perfect.
Yeah, I have not been on Telegram in a whole hot minute. So we're calling this the Circle Way, or wait, Mother Spirit, the Circle Way. Is that what you like?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Getting
How
lots
long?
of cool
When
DMs
is that
right now.
happening?
Well, you tell me.
Well, what do you need to go and do something with your family or something before we
No,
start?
no, my
or-
kids are all at school for another, almost 4 hours. So,
Oh,
no,
okay. Well, we
I'm
won't
pretty
need that
flexible
much
today.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've woken up since I got on the space, even though I've been awake for like 5 hours. I don't know why. I had brain fry syndrome this morning.
Okay.
So
Well, we'll switch over to there now. We're at an hour here anyway, and we'll talk a little bit about, the Circle Way and communication and that good stuff.
Well, let me
And
let me
then are we
create the
still
space
a go
and post it
for,
before
okay.
you close out, just so anybody on here can follow us over there.
And
Um,
are we still a green light for next week? Like on your calendar of holiday events, are we still,
of holiday events?
yeah, it's December, so I thought
Oh, I can't
Oh
promise
yeah,
that.
no, I'm kind of wide open.
18th of December
We're
is
not
next
doing anything. I'm
Wednesday.
very excited to say it's dumping again. Oh my gosh, we're not doing anything for Christmas this year. Like Thanksgiving was an entire, 5 days, like nonstop. All the family is going to be somewhere else for Christmas. So other than my own little family, not little family, the six of us. So I don't really have anything planned. I'm actually going to be hosting a Christmas space for anybody who is alone and wants to jump in. I'm doing that with Top Rad. I just
Cool.
love him. He's such a sweet man.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
Definitely come.
Let me post this. I cannot believe this rain. It seems like spring outside. 65 degrees, just dumping down rain,
Wow.
like sideways hitting the windows right now in the middle of December. It's just bizarro. Um, okay. I'm just gonna. Do you prefer Joanne Humphreys, or can I just put Joanne?
Joanne is fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And when did you want to start?
I don't know, like 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
do
start soon.
mindful wellness. I'm gonna do supernatural
Okay, cool.
and nature, or we'll do nature. Those are always my favorite ones. All right. So let's
Okay.
start. Can we
Just
start
pick
at
a
noon
round number.
in like
Yeah,
40,
okay.
45 minutes? 45 minutes?
Okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
need
that'd be
to be
good.
moderator to put links.
Oh, there we go. So now Lee has a blue ranch on my YouTube, so he can post links there. So he just posted the Twitter space, or not the
No,
space, but
but I
the
can do
group,
that.
and you'll see the
Did
link
you
there to
make
the
it?
space.
I'll
Did
put
you
it.
make
I
the?
see. Yeah, I'm doing this from Mother Spirit right now. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I just posted it in the Mother Spirit, and let me copy this link.
Yes, you did. Good job.
Nice work.
But did you guys get it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna share it.
Lee's gonna share it right now.
Okay. I'm not highly technically
There, he's already
capable.
got it in the chat. He just shared it into the chat. So if people want to go to there in 45
Oh,
minutes,
perfect.
we will
Good.
be there.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Olivier, for doing that, because I'm like, it would have taken me another 2 minutes.
No worries.
So, okay. Well, yeah, let's meet there then, and we can go deep. I am in a very, very deep state of mind. I'm going to use the next 40 minutes or so to try to get organized, and yeah, just can't wait. I can't wait to see what you have to bring. I'm very excited about the Circle Way. I'll try to take a few notes on maybe the five love languages, because I really do think I don't know if you've read that book. I haven't even read the whole book, but just the concept of it, meeting people, where they are, instead of just
Mm-hmm.
avoids conflict. I mean, anything that can avoid conflict, that, instead of getting stuck in, like, entanglement of
Yeah,
emotion, if you don't have that, then you're basically just in creation mode, so
yeah. And get
um
away from the you should. I've been trying, like, that's sort of like one of the things about the Circle Way is you don't go there to tell someone what they should do
yeah,
with their problems.
yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and
Yeah,
just
it
and
really
just
changes the energy of the
yeah,
whole experience, and it makes it more fluid actually, because you're not taking out the time where other people want to share into this big thing about how you have this, how you have the knowledge to fix it when
yeah,
it that they already have the knowledge. they unless they out and out come and ask, for a person's particular advice. It's
Yeah.
just to hear them, let them have the space to share.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I really am excited. Yeah, I've known that today. I knew it last night, and I think that's one of the reasons I woke up kind of feeling wonky. Today, I mean, there's a huge energy shift happening right now, specifically within the last few days. But today, I mean, oh, I can just I can feel it in my body. And yeah, let's be a part of making sure that the shift goes in a positive direction.
Absolutely.
Um, because that's what this is all about for me. This is very much a mission for me. And how do we simplify the process and make it, a harmonious process? So many people are kind of like feeling stuck and like, I don't know what to do. I know that this huge thing is happening, but I don't think any one of us knows exactly what's happening ever. But when
Gosh.
we come together, it's kind of like, oh, we can, just our energies coming together. It literally leads to higher understanding. It's just like higher
Yeah,
resolution. It's like all our
absolutely.
pixels come together, and all of a sudden, it's just like, whoa. I don't know why,
Definitely.
but all of a sudden everything just flows. Everything starts to make sense. So let's create that in 40 minutes, 38 minutes.
Sounds good. We'll see you there.
Okay.
And once again, I just had Sienna's website up, and that's mine. Again, if you want to connect with us directly, that's the best route to go at the moment.
Okay.
So we will see you soon in a
Yes.
Twitter space. Sienna, thanks
Yeah.
again.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
I feel like I can't.